Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me with Liz Cross. My name is Todd Ronan. You can reach me at Reality Forecast on YouTube or there on my email address, remoteviewit@gmail.com. Liz, this is a popular request that people ask about. And actually, Loch Ness Monster was just in the news a couple days ago. Someone won a video, I guess, a few days ago after capturing a video of the Loch Ness Monster. So even now, the Loch Ness Monster continues to make news. What, have you ever looked at this? Have you ever seen the Loch Ness Monster in your travels?
Funny you should ask that. So I haven't seen the Loch Ness Monster, but when I lived in London and I was at my friend's house in Canada Water, which is a area in London. She lived right on the Thames. I got up one morning and I stood right there on the Thames. It was really early. It was summertime. And I saw something that was just like the Loch Ness Monster. And I was like, what is that? Am I delusional? Am I seeing things? What is this thing? Maybe it's a rather large swan. And I kept looking and looking and looking, and this thing was getting closer. And I was just like stunned. I didn't even know what to think. Like when you see things like this, you're in so much shock. And of course, this was back in the time before we had cameras on phones. I'm sorry. Yes, I am that old. And I couldn't take a photo. And I was like, oh my God. And of course, nobody else was out there to witness it. It was just the most beautiful, shocking thing ever.
So you've had your own sighting, and I wonder if you could pull in the energy of whether or not this is a hoax, if it's real, if it's a real entity, if it's a ghost. Is that something that we'd be able to do with these photographs?
Yes. So is this the latest? Are these the latest ones?
I don't know. Let's see if we can find. There's been a few. So
that's what it looks like.
David Elder, 2013, 2021. Alleged drone footage on a live stream. Let's see if we can pull up that one.
But that's what it looks like. I swear. And it's big. It's not small. These things are not small. It is big. And you're like, is that a dinosaur in the water? Is that a snake with its head sticking out? It's weird. It's so crazy.
So this is, I guess, the latest drone footage from 2021, which I don't know, could be a wave, could be a rock. It's hard to tell.
Wow.
This is the most famous, I think, here, but I'm not sure if this one was real or if this one was a hoax. Let's see. Let's take the George Edwards photograph. This is another one. Is a fake. Okay, that one's a fake, I guess. So people are going to yell at us no matter what picture we choose and say, well, that's been declared a fake. That's been declared a fake. Oh, I can't believe you didn't do your research. So can we just pull up the Loch Ness Monster or the largest entity in Loch Ness?
Okay, I have it.
Well, is it real?
Yes, there's several of them.
There are
not just one.
They're real.
Yes.
How has it come to be there in Loch Ness? And is it a family of them? And how many are in the family? And hello, Loch Ness Monster. Thanks for joining us today.
There is a family. they've been there for thousands and thousands of years. They
They
have,
live that long? It's hard to believe they can live that long, or they're just
well, let's start asking the first questions, which are you a ghost? No. Are you just an energetic form? No. Are you actually in a real physical body? Yes.
wow.
So they are in a real physical body. They don't need to come up for air that often. They live underwater. They live at the bottom.
And how many are in the family?
How many? There's 4. Their numbers are dwindling.
How long have they been on Earth? Do they have a sense of years, time? How old is the main one?
Millions of years. They're they're dinosaurs. But see, the reason they survived is because of them being in the water.
This specific one that we're talking to, it's like 200, 300, 500, 1,000. How old is it living? Because we don't live, I think the oldest thing we've talked to is a tortoise or a tree. So how long does this entity live?
Like in general. What is see, it's hard for them to tell me that because they're like, well, our years are different to your years. They don't actually have a concept of years. So how long do you live in general? 100 years? I feel like they live for about 500 years. That's what I'm getting. But is that their years or is that human years? And I feel like that's their years.
Do they have a telepathic connection to others of their species?
No.
What do they eat primarily at the bottom of the loch?
Fish. They eat a lot of fish. What
Does he
did
have a name? Or she? Are we talking to he or she?
This is a female.
Okay. Does she have a name?
Nessie, but I think that's a joke. I'm just okay. Let's ask this question. Why do you avoid humans? They're dangerous. Have humans killed you before? Yes. So this is nothing new here. Humans had killed these creatures thousands of years ago. They're scared of them. How did you end up evolving to water? Were you always in water? No, they weren't always in water. They used to be land mammals and or dinosaurs. I don't know. And I'm saying, but how did you end up in water? And it's because of their size, and they're actually quite peaceful. They're not really fighters. The way that they could evolve and survive the species survive, she's telling me, is we had to adapt to water. That was the best hiding place. And that is why they're still here today. How long are you in feet? About 40 foot long. These
Well,
things are dinosaurs.
we should tell her that the orca's plan is to populate. So encourage them to populate more and have more babies so that we don't lose Nessie or Nessie's family in the future.
What do you think? Do you know that you're like this phenomena, this, mythical creature, or people are fascinated by you? And she is aware of that. And I'm saying, how are you aware? Because they keep themselves very well hidden. Now, let me ask this question. Are they in the Thames as well? Do you have that you're aware of? Are you populated in many bodies of water? Yes. Why this particular region? Because that's the region that they roamed around when they were, millions of years ago. This is their region. They do better in colder water than tropical water. Is there anything in No, they can't survive in tropical water. I promise you, I have seen one of these things. And it's crazy. Like, it's so unreal. You're just, it's, I don't know.
How long does she need to surface for to breathe? And how often does she need to surface for to breathe? And how often?
About an hour. And when do you always come up? Or do you always come up at during the day? No, they don't really come up during the day very much. Daybreak. And that is so funny. She said daybreak because it was so early in the morning in London. I mean, early. I had to catch the tube. I was up early. I had to go to work. I had to be at work very early that morning. And it was early. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. So that aligns with what I saw, which is daybreak. Do you come up at dusk? Only if necessary. So really the best time to see these creatures is at daybreak. Why daybreak? Because it's light, but also what is the safety measure about daybreak? There's not a lot of people out at daybreak. That's true. That's true. Most people are still asleep. Wow, this is crazy.
Well, Nessie, we wish you a long and safe and fruitful life and hope that you have many, many children so that we can continue to enjoy the mystery that you create and provide for us.
But we have dinosaurs here on Earth. That's what I'm most fascinated with. Great probe, Ronan. Thanks for picking that one.
Thank you so much. And thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.